Hi, it's Julia with Julia's Art Dolls. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to do a really quick little video today. I said that I would mention my bottles or show you my bottles. So I'm just going to do that really quick. Not super detailed, but this is where I keep them. It's like underneath my TV in my bedroom. So yeah, I just have a variety of different kinds. I like the vintage looking stuff. This is a Bibs. I haven't used this one yet, but I just like how it looks. And so you can't use this kind of nipple because it's latex on silicone babies. So what I did was, and you can kind of see because it's not perfectly smooth, I dipped it in silicone and let it dry so I can use it for a silicone baby. Of course, I have to have just a traditional old school looking bottle. It's a Gerber. I found this on Amazon. Again, I didn't dip this one. I just don't really even use it. It's just to hang out here. This one I got on Amazon. I like the ones that look like breastfeeding type bottles. This is Nano Babe. It came in a 2-pack on Amazon, not all that expensive. I have a vintage Playtex. This I had to buy on eBay. It has the old school latex nipple. It's just nostalgic, and I love these. I know you can get Playtex still with the drop-ins, but they don't look like this. It was a little pricey, but I just had to have one because it brings back memories. That's all that my sibling, my younger brother, I'm 7 years older, he used. And when my oldest was little, they still had them that looked like this too. And you can't have a bottle collection without a Tommy Tippy. I really like this one too because it collapses really well when you press it up against your Reborn, and the nipple's nice and soft, so it just looks great. A nook in the back. I don't use this one too often because it doesn't collapse all that well. Maybe with my silicone baby when she's done. I have this Winnie the Pooh. I have a yellow one too of this. I got this because it just was kind of nostalgic as well. I'm not crazy about Winnie the Pooh or like Disney or character type stuff, but once in a while I like the older looking Winnie the Pooh things. So I have that. These are so adorable. I think they're my favorite bottles right now, and I got them off of AliExpress for like $4 a piece. The nipple is really soft. This won't be, see how it won't collapse like that all too well, so that won't be for a vinyl Reborn. I got these for my silicone, and they're just, I love glass, and literally they were $4 a piece. This one I got, I think, on Amazon, either Amazon or Temu. It's glass as well. It was actually a little bit more expensive for being on one of those like cheap sites. So, and I don't really use it all that much. I was using it with a silicone baby, and the nipple was so soft that it wouldn't like go in her mouth and it would collapse too much, so I filled it with silicone, and now it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of annoying and it doesn't really work all that well, so I don't use it all that much. This one, this is gorgeous, and this one came from Temu as well. It was, I want to say, almost like $15 though. It was not like cheap. It's a nice nipple. I'm going to use this for my silicone. It's glass, but it has this like smooth silicone type matting over it, and it's just really pretty, I think. And it feels like nice quality. Let's see. This one is so cool. It's silicone. It has just an awesome look to it. And they have all different kinds of colors and patterns. They had ones that looked like, I don't know, like stucco stone, and they had metallic ones. And this nipple collapses really well too. I use this with Bear a lot. It's just super nice. And let me show you the drop-in. Isn't that cool? It's so pretty. I love it. I don't travel with this one too much because it's really big and bulky, but it's so pretty. I want to get a couple other ones that are small. This is an 8-ounce size, and they had like the 4 or 5-ounce ones. So yeah, that's just oh wait, I think I forgot this one. It's glass. This one came from Temu as well. I love Temu and AliExpress for the glass bottles because these are expensive. Glass bottles are expensive, and you can find some pretty cheap ones on those sites. So yeah, and I have showed you my emulate. I'm not sure how to say it, bottle, the nursing bottle. It looks like a real breast. I've used that in other videos. That's pretty much the only one that I use on the regular because I love it so much. So yeah, let me bring the camera over to my little setup on the couch, and I'll show you real quick how I make my fake colostrum / breast milk. Okay? Okay, so I'm back. I forgot to show you this little bottle. It was in a bag that I had, so when I was showing you the bottles on the shelf, this wasn't there. And it's just so adorable. I got it in a set of 2 from Amazon. It's Potato brand. It says, "Hi baby, hi mom." It's just so cute and little and compact. So this is what I travel with all the time. That's why it was in a bag. It's just the cutest thing I've ever seen, I think. So, and then of course this is the bottle that I use all of the time. I love it so much. I mentioned that, but for those of you that haven't seen it, this is that one. And it's fantastic. It's so beautiful. The concept is amazing. So I was going to show you really quick how I make this breast milk. And this is slightly thick, I feel like, but I was saying before that I like it to be fairly yellow, so it looks more like the colostrum, that first milk that comes in, just because I feel like it looks more distinctly like breast milk. Like, you know, it's supposed to be breast milk and not formula, if that makes sense. Maybe that's just me in my head, something that I've created, but I didn't use formula. My kids were breastfed, and I just think it's really important. And if you don't, that's fine, that it's your choice, but that's what I like to role play with. So I have used the lotion before, and that molds and it looks frothy, I think, and it just doesn't look right. I've used cornstarch, that settles and looks weird. So I think the best thing to use is the fabric softener, and I've used different ones. This one is the Downy Free and Clear because it's white. I do like a little scent to it, but I've used other ones that were white that had scent, and they were like so scented that all of the bottles smelled afterwards, even after washing them, and it was just like really, really strong. So what I do is I get this one, and then I buy another scented one that is scented, that's white. This one is really good too. This is the one that I had used just with scented stuff, and it was too strong. So what I've done now is mixed them, and it just gives enough scent where it smells good, but it's not overpowering. So this is stuff that I've already made. So I'm not gonna make any. There are so many videos out there that show you how to make the breast milk or the formula, so I'll skip that because, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. What I do is it's about 1-to-1 with softener and water, because I feel like when it's just the softener, it's very thick and it coats the bottle too much, so you have to kind of water it down a little bit. So I do that, and then I've been using and nobody else is going to use this unless you actually have it, or you could use paint. This is the Ultimate Fusion air dry paints in the yellow, but most people use the yellow food coloring, so you only need a little drop. This, for I think this whole thing I used maybe 3 or 4 drops. This is very concentrated, so anything yellow, I haven't used a different kind of paint. This works. It's not staining the insides of my bottles. I've used food coloring before, so just whatever works for you. Use the food coloring, but you need something yellow. But then that gives it a very bright yellow color, so you have to kind of mute that a little bit and tone it a little bit. So that's when I go in with my vanilla extract. Maybe you could use like a brown food coloring. That probably would work too, but this is just what I have in the house. It's cheap, so I use this. And it's just, I just shake it up, see if I like the color, add a little bit more. You can always add more, you can't take out, so just add it a little bit at a time. But that helps mute down that bright yellow color, because you want it to be yellow, but you don't want it to be like canary yellow. So putting a little bit of that brown color in there helps with that. So I'm gonna I have one of the Mom Cozy milk storage bags, and I have these like in my diaper bag. I have them in my diaper caddy, which I'm gonna show you my diaper caddy too. It's really cute, just for props and things that you need. I like to have it out and just see it with all of my stuff. It, you know, it makes you feel like you have all the things. I love all the things. So I have one in my diaper bag, I have one in the diaper caddy, and then I have a few in the fridge. So, you know, when I'm really role playing, I'm really getting into getting him a bottle and feeding him and such, I will pull one out and warm it in the milk and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna pour some into this so you can see kind of what it looks like a little bit better than just this in the container or in the bottle. I'm gonna try to do this without spilling it. I don't know if it's like picking up, but you can kind of see how I've watered it down a little bit. It's kind of the perfect color, at least I think so. I'm just pleased with how it came out, because like I said, I've made it the other ways, and I've never done the yellow food coloring or the yellow concentrated paint that I have plus the vanilla. I've only just used the vanilla. That's what I've seen. So I like this. How cute is that? And you know, in my role playing and in the hobby, I strive for realism, you know, and this just looks so real to me. Yeah, so you've seen some of the bottles that I have. Again, I've got them on Amazon and Temu and AliExpress. Those are the AliExpress and Temu, even Shein, they're so good for the glass bottles because you can get them really cheap because otherwise they're extremely expensive. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.